Before we get into today's video, I did want to let you guys know that this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please remember to be kind to everybody everywhere in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance in hearing some things that I have to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know, y'all are my babies. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. You know, the little blip of a couple seconds that you've had since you've seen my face again, since I've been putting out these videos so much about the situation. But there's a lot going on, you guys, and we have got to talk about it. It's a lot. So if you guys are following along here with me in these videos, we are going over highlights from the Johnny Depp situation. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about things that I feel like, in my personal opinion, are the most juicy or good, or, you know, whatever words you want to use to describe it. Before we get into it though, hi, my name is Christina. I do have a second channel, which is Casually Christina. We do things more casually over there, more laid back, you know, just random stuff that goes up whenever I get it up. Don't come for me. I'm working on it, I promise. I also have a Patreon. Now, my Patreon is for 18 and up, and over there we talk about more personal story times. We go live over there. I also have a new $2 tier over there where we do true crime stuff that maybe doesn't follow YouTube's terms and policies, like all the videos that can't go on here, they go over there. And we also go over like crime scene photos and stuff like that. It's a really good time if you're 18 and up and you'd like to join. I also have an Instagram as well as a Facebook, and all of those links are always down in the description box if you'd like to come and check me out. So if you guys have not been keeping up with these videos, I do have a playlist started. So I don't really want to backtrack in this video and go over the stuff that we've already went over. If you're not all caught up, go and watch those other videos, especially the one right before this, and then you should be caught up. I don't know if you guys can hear Jasper down here. Jasper! Excuse me, that's rude. Say hi. He's got a lion cut now, you guys. Look at his tail. Look at his feet. He's so handsome. He's just always getting his hair stuck in his mouth. He's a Persian, and he had to get a lion's cut because his hair was making him crazy and making us crazy. And he's so much happier now. Those of y'all that have been here for a while, you've seen him since he was a kitten. And I am filming on a Friday evening in my kitchen again, so we can do this. So bear with me. So as you guys know, if you watched my last video to the end, this video is going to start talking about the cross-examination. So you guys know that Johnny Depp is on the stand in this point that I'm speaking of. And now Amber Heard's lawyers are coming at Johnny Depp from their side. And they're questioning everything basically that he said in his deposition. And when I tell you guys, they pulled up some text messages from old Johnny John, that y'all had me even shooketh. I'm like, Johnny, just when you think you know a person, we're out here rooting for you. Why'd you say that? Amber's team brought forth text messages that Johnny sent over the years to his friends, to his doctors, to his nurse. Because you know, when you get up into that upper echelon of mega rich, I mean, they got doctors on call, baby. They get a little cough, they call the doctor up and they bring them, you know, a little dose of cough syrup, whatever. Doctors, nurses, all that. And so you guys remember in the other video how I told y'all that Johnny Depp, in my opinion, everything in this video is through my opinion, by the way, do your own research, all that stuff. Remember how I said that Johnny Depp talks, in my opinion, very like poetically almost. He's very descriptive in the way that he speaks. I don't know. It's just definitely not me and my big country bumpkin, any kind of slang. I'm just going to throw it out there to you and you're going to figure it out in between, right? But like, he's very like wine. I have a spot of purple on an evening and watching the sunset and you know, like that's how he speaks and he thinks about what he says and all of that. However, we have learned since these text messages have been shown in court that he's also very descriptive when he's mad or upset or angered or frustrated, but in a very not so good way, especially when it's being read in front of the courts. Johnny Depp used language in these text messages that in America would not be deemed like socially kind or acceptable. I mean, there's going to be some people that says words are just words. You know, whether you use one word, has no more power than the next word. But it definitely felt like it had a sting when it was being read in court. I'll read one with you, and we'll talk about it. So in this text message, Johnny Depp says, "Let's burn Amber." Now, they're obviously, from what we can gather here, talking about Amber being a witch, like saying like she's evil, she's a witch. This is what I'm assuming, because the defense for Amber is not going to put that out there because that's going to make Amber look in a bad light. So they're only showing bits and pieces of the conversation. And so Johnny Depp says, "Let's burn Amber." And his friend says, "Having thought it through, I don't think we should burn Amber. She's delightful company and easy on the eye. Plus, I'm not sure she's a witch. We could, of course, try the English course of action in these predicaments. We do a drowning test. Thoughts? I have a pool." And then Johnny Depp says, "Let's drown her before we burn her, and I'll F her burnt corpse afterwards to make sure she's dead." And his friend says, "My thoughts exactly. Let's be certain before we pronounce her a witch." So yes, that's disgusting. Absolutely horrendous. No excuses about it. Okay, it's absolutely disgusting. However, and this is not an excuse because I do think it's disgusting, looking at it from Johnny Depp's perspective, one, that's the way they talk. Two, if you watch Johnny Depp, like he thinks like that, and obviously his friend does too. Like, you know, we'll check and see if she's a witch, and we'll burn her first, and we'll da. When people in my neighborhood will be like, "That's just a crazy beat. Like, get her away from me." You know, like Johnny Depp talks very poetically, but it looks really bad in court when he's telling his friend, like, we should, you know, burn her and F her corpse and make sure she's dead. Like, okay. There's a lot more really rough text messages, and, you know, I'm cringing the whole time I'm listening to them watching the court. I'm like, oh gosh, Johnny, why? How did they get these texts? Like, wow. But it also, at the same time, in my opinion, shows me, one, how much Johnny Depp did not mean this, because why would nobody that's actually planning on doing any of this stuff sends all these text messages to their friends talking crap. Two, you can tell he really trusted the people around him, that these he never even thought in his mind. I mean, he's a mega movie star, mega millionaire, that these text messages would be out. Three, him having to discuss these text messages and read them and stuff in front of the court was, you could tell that he was mortified. I mean, he kept it together, but you could tell on his face, like, yeah.
These are text messages that you sent to your friend Isaac Baruch, correct?
Yes, and I'll just say that I'm not proud of any of the language that I've used in these anger.
Your Honor, I move for admission of just this page of this exhibit.
I mean, think about some text messages that y'all have probably sent before in y'all's life. Imagine having to read those in front of the world, basically. Like, text messages I sent when I was 16, like, I don't even want to look at, like, oh my gosh. You know, you think about the whole drunk text thing or whatever. Well, Johnny Depp's whole entire life was just about a drunk text, because the man stayed messed up most of the time, but we're going to get there. So all those he's made me really cringe and was like, ugh. The part that actually truly bothered me was the text message that Johnny Depp sent about his ex, Vanessa. Now, Vanessa is the mother of his children, and they were together 14 years, okay? So you could only imagine the things that Vanessa saw. And I'm not saying she's perfect. I have no idea who she is, never even knew she existed before this. So she may be just as shot out as him for all I know, and she may be an angel that tried to save him. I have no idea. But what I do know is that Johnny Depp got on stand and said that he had a wonderful marriage with her and that he loved her very much. And that's the mother of his kids. He sent a text message about her that said something to the effect of like a French, trying to get money out of him. It was just really vile. And it was like, dang, Johnny, come on. But I also get too, no excuse, but I'm just trying to look at it from everybody's perspective. That ex that when they're mad at their baby mama or their ex or whatever, and they're arguing about money or whatever, and they text their friends and they talk crap, and it's usually not going to be read for the world to see. But Johnny's text messages they were really bad. They did not make him look good at all. And he looked sad and disgusted with himself, which hopefully he learned a big lesson from the way he talks. But then again, I don't know what he feels about how he talks. Not everybody thinks, I know people that throw out the F-bomb every other word. Maybe you watching this and they don't even think about it. I got a friend that's like that. She don't even think that literally the F word is every other word, because to her, it's just normal. She grew up like that. It's whatever, but to me, it's like, girl, calm down. We're in a preschool. Not really, but you get what I'm saying here. All right, now that we've addressed that, let's keep moving. Let me tell y'all something. Amber Heard's lawyers were aggravating me so mad. The one man I don't even know his name. Don't even want to know his name, okay? He would ask Johnny Depp a question, and when Johnny Depp would try to speak and elaborate, because remember how I told y'all in the other video, he does give very long answers, very long, thoughtful answers, which he should. There's $50 million and $100 million on the line here, because he's suing her for $50 million and she's countersuing for $100 million. Let the man speak at this point. Anyways, when Johnny Depp would try to speak, the lawyer would cut him off and say, basically, I don't need to know that. We need to respect the court's time. But then he'd ask him a question and Johnny Depp would say, no, that's not accurate. And the lawyer would shuffle through papers for the next 5 minutes. It's like everything is quiet while the man is shuffling through papers and looking through documents. But when Johnny Depp tries to speak, he's got $100 million on the line here. He cuts him off.
Elton actually sent a fellow called Charlie Dunnett, who worked with Elton for years and years. And
Mr. Depp, I appreciate that. My only question was just to confirm that you had sent that message to Elton John, nothing else. Thank you.
So I'll just stop talking.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I want to be respectful of the court's time and the jury's time.
Sorry?
I just said I want to be respectful of the court's time and the jury's time, and I trust that you do too. So,
well, I don't feel like I'm wasting anyone's time, sir.
Could you pull up Exhibit 408, please?
It was super rude and disgusting, in my opinion. It's a lot going on here, sir. This lawyer, you're going to get a nice cut of money. You getting paid one way or another. Let him talk. He said he had to respect the jurors in the court's time. Honey, this is taxpayers' dollars for this. Sit down and let this man speak. Moving on. Now, her side, her attorneys really hammered him about his substance abuse, his drinking, and all of that. And it ain't good, you guys. It ain't good. He's had some issues, some serious issues. I do feel like when he testified, he maybe minimized it. It is what it is. He's not on trial for being an addict or being a binger. He's on trial because of a defamation lawsuit, because his ex-wife has accused him allegedly inadvertently, and to friends and whatever, that he her and physically, emotionally, and all of that stuff, and that she's a victim. She's portraying herself as this victim. That's what this is about. But man, they hammered him about his drug use. This picture right here was where he was passed out during the filming of Black Mass. The way he described it said that he worked for 17 hours, okay? And that he took some of those pills that we talked about in the first video that he was hooked on, okay? Ends with oxy. It's the R or O or something, but it's oxy at the end. And he said that was an ice cream in his lap, and that she asked him to, and this is another aggravating thing, okay? Yeah, obviously he's really messed up. He's on the nod that he calls it, but he also said he was tired from being past, working 17 hours straight filming. But the fact that she handed him an ice cream, and he said she did this on purpose, okay, because she knew how tired he was in the situation he is in. He didn't say passed out. He said tired. The other lawyer said passed out. Looks pretty passed out to me, but here, who, you know, whatever. But for her to take the picture, and that is a common theme that you guys are going to find out, or you have been finding out if you're watching this. This woman, Amber Heard, took so many pictures of him in his worst states and recorded him so much during their marriage or their split up and their fights. It's almost like she was setting him up. And that is probably the most disgusting thing that I have seen so far from the first day of cross-examination. I do want to note that they are in a two-party state, which means that you cannot record somebody like she did without them knowing. However, not only did she allegedly record him a lot of the time, most of the time without him knowing for a long time before he even had a clue, but they're using that as evidence in court, which is like, I need some lawyers down below in the comment section to let me know how this is possible, how this is happening, because I don't get it, okay? But the fact that she recorded him in so many instances and took pictures and saved this stuff and put on a show in front of the camera like she was a victim, and I'm going to show y'all something in my opinion in just a minute. Like, it's almost like she was setting him up the whole entire time. It's really gross. Let's keep going. Now, do y'all remember in the other video that I showed y'all a very small clip of Amber recording Johnny Depp whenever he was having like this blowout, and he was, you know, I only was able to show you a little bit because TMZ tried to copy claim it, and then I had to cut some of it out. Stay with me here. I have no idea why TMZ is claiming that as their footage when it is one person filming another person. How did they get copyright exclusivity to a video of Amber filming Johnny? And now this is in a trial. It's almost like somebody sold the rights of that video to a TMZ. Which, why would anybody do that? I definitely don't believe Johnny would do that. Did Amber sell a video to TMZ of Johnny Depp? Why would she do that? I don't know. Seems weird to me. But anyways, so in court, they play that video, okay? And this was the day that Johnny Depp's, you know, his mom had passed away. He was super upset. He's in his house. He's throwing things. He's breaking things. He's kicking things. But what he's not doing is cussing Amber out, trying to hurt her, hit her, nothing. He's in his own little world being violent with the walls and cups and stuff, which, mind you, I don't agree with that either. I don't think that that should be a way of releasing your stress, but nevertheless, it's not about my opinion on how he releases his stress. He's going to court to defend himself to say that he didn't her. Okay? She starts off and she's talking about like, you know, what's wrong? We had a good morning, and he's just kind of like throwing a little fit over there by himself. And Amber in court flinches like she's scared. Okay? Now, let's bring it back a little bit. If you guys remember the first trial, Amber was all over the place while testifying. She was laughing and all of this stuff. I'll show you little clips right here.
I did not mean to. But I did not mean to do that.
I was bent down behind the door.
I did not do anything to her. I did not kick at the door or push the door so that it would hit you. I did not. I swear. But I mean, that did not. It was not my intention. I think I remember when the door scraped my toes.
And then you flopped.
I remember hitting you as a response to the door thing. That's exactly what I just told us. And I'm really sorry about hitting you with the door or hitting your head. I did not mean to, nor...
You didn't mean to hit me in the head with the door, but you meant to punch me in the jaw.
I meant to hit you, and I did not do this thing with the door. I do remember, I did mean to hit you.
So that you didn't mean.
And I really think that that kind of came back to bite her in the public eye. Like, look at how you're presenting yourself on here. You're obviously not presenting yourself like a battered wife. You're presenting yourself very condescending, very overly confident in what you know. And in my opinion, pretty gross for somebody that's saying that they were okay, by Johnny Depp, okay, that can't even hold an ice cream. He's over there snoring, baby, and sleeping, okay, like, anyways. So in this trial, the first couple days, I was noticing her being very fidgety while they were doing witnesses and stuff, but when Johnny Depp got on stand, she's forcing, in my personal opinion, an emotion on her face, you guys. Look at this video right here. So I'm going to play this in slow motion. So you see her talking to her lawyer. She's looking at her. She smiles. Shakes her head. Yes. Looks at her, realizes I'm supposed to be sad. She blinks a couple extra times to get back into character. And then now she's sad again. She is trying so hard to look sad. It is like, girl, talk about like, baby, I didn't know that I was watching a movie with some bad actors, honey. I did not realize that that's what we were. I thought we was in court. And you know what? If you watch this trial, she keeps looking at the camera. She wants to make sure that camera sees her, in my personal opinion. She wants to make sure that that camera sees her looking sad. Oh, we're going to get to it. I got another. Okay. So when they play this video, Amber flinches like she's scared. Watch this. So you see how she flinched when she was scared? But when she was filming the video, she smiles and laughs, and not one moment in it did she seem scared. I mean, she was sitting there saying, what happened? We had a good morning, but now in court, she's scared. Okay, watch this right here and tell me if you feel like this is acting, that she's trying to put on an emotional show for the camera, for the public, and for the jury.
Now, you're a lot bigger than Amber, correct? Physically?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Would you agree with me that the standards of a Southern gentleman were...
Golly, like, oh my gosh, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I just feel like it is so obvious. I hope the jury is seeing it, man. I really hope they are, because it's just painful to watch. Now, they talked about Johnny's, like, being jealous of her being on movie sets and having, like, certain intimacy scenes, and, you know, about him being jealous when she would go and spend certain time with other friends.
If you look at the bigger picture, what is the
irrational when you're doing movies. I become jealous and fucking crazy and weird, and you know, we fight a lot more.
Mr. Depp, in that audio, you say, I become irrational when you're doing movies. I become jealous, fucking crazy, and weird, and we fight a lot more. You heard that, right?
Yeah, something to that effect, yeah.
He also said the same thing about her. To me, that didn't prove a point. I think what they're trying to do with the cross-examination is they're trying to break down Johnny Depp's image and trying to make him seem like an erratic, addicted, you know, evil, says all these bad text messages, which then obviously means that he would actually act these out in real life, whatever. And they're trying this overly jealous and possessive man. And in my opinion, that's not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is a 50-something-year-old man that has a lot of childhood trauma that he has carried his whole life. He has covered it with the success in the movies. He's isolated himself over the years. He is a sucker for a pretty woman, okay? Like, when he sees a beautiful woman, he is just like any other regular person. Like, just because he's Johnny Depp doesn't mean that he doesn't, you know, get weak. I also see a man that has severely struggled with substances most of his life and probably done a lot of things and said a lot of things while using that he don't remember, can't take back at some points maybe. You know, I don't know. But what I do not see, And I could be wrong, because she's still got to do her whole entire side. And I'll let you guys know if my opinion changes. But I don't see an aggressive, abusive man that is attacking his damsel in distress wife, okay? I also wanted to bring up, these two are millionaires. Okay, she's a millionaire too, even though she don't act like it. Okay, she acts like she needs everything from Johnny. She's a millionaire too. Okay, they were married for 15 months. They were together longer than that, but they were married for 15 months. If he was this person that she's trying to portray as far as like, I'm sorry, I don't see it. Moving on, but she could have very easily packed up her stuff and left. Now, I know that you say, well, why do you know, not everybody can leave an abusive relationship, and that's absolutely true. But see, that's the difference between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. She's a millionaire. She has all the resources in the world. Anybody that's been in an abusive situation, some of y'all know and watch this, the last thing you want to do is provoke that person to anger and start a fight and pick at them because you're terrified. The thing you want to do is keep that person happy. You walk on eggshells as not to do or say the wrong thing because you just don't want to fight, right? You end up losing yourself in trying to make sure this person doesn't have any kind of bad day because you don't want to get hurt. Amber picked at him. Amber instigated things. Amber, hammer talked him and beat him down with it. That is not what a person does that is afraid of their spouse. Okay, that is what the aggressor does. That is what the abuser does, in my personal opinion. That's different than this situation, in my opinion, with Amber Heard that could have literally walked away and left it there. They were married for 15 months. 15 months. But she recorded him. She did all this stuff. And you guys, this was so hard to watch. And Johnny Depp gets emotional in court. She recorded Johnny Depp while he was self-harming. And trigger warning right here. We're going to talk about it briefly. Okay. He was hitting himself. And she recorded it.
Come on. Really spits her one out for this because he's a fucking conservative prick.
Don't. Please don't. Don't cut yourself. Please don't cut yourself.
Cut.
Please don't cut yourself. Please, I know it
You
hurts.
do it.
I would never cut you.
Come on.
I would never do that to you. Please
Come
don't.
on, pussy.
Come on, please.
Yeah, you fucking hate me. Come on. Come on.
Tell me.
Don't you tell me.
Please don't do that. Put the knife down. Just put the fucking knife down. Don't do that. Do not do that, Johnny. Please, you're
I
gonna
want to look at you.
You're gonna hurt yourself. Please
I want to
stop.
look at you.
I know you're in pain. Wait. Stop. Please
There's a
don't.
way for the pain to go away.
No, it's not. It's not that. It doesn't make it go away. Trust me.
You don't fucking know.
I do know. It doesn't make it go away.
Really?
Did it make it go away?
Yeah.
It did? Please don't do that, okay? There's love here. There is love here. The knife is really dull, and it would be the worst thing in the world to use to cut me with. It would be too painful and dull and dirty to use
Yeah,
to.
that's the tip of the knife.
Right? It's pretty. No, please do not. Don't. You're gonna hurt yourself. Don't. It's okay. Please don't cut yourself. Please don't. Please stop. Please stop. Please. Don't hurt yourself, please.
And she kept saying like, no, don't cut yourself, which, tells anybody I feel like that thinks longer than a second about it, that she was saying those things because she wanted the video to know, or the voice recording to know what he was doing, to make him look even more unstable. Okay. And it was very sad. And he dropped a couple tears up there listening to it. And I can't imagine how he felt knowing that, dang, this woman even recorded me in that moment. Like Who does that? Who doesn't just turn the camera off or the recording off and help that person? And that's when it really dawned on me that, in my opinion, Amber Heard never loved Johnny Depp. She never loved him, in my personal opinion. Because if you loved him, you would have been trying to help him. You would have been trying to help him with that substance abuse. Like, I think about like like if that was my husband, man, I'd be kicking in doors, doing everything I could to help my husband, pulling him out of places. And, he asked her to get sober with him then. And she said, no, I don't have a problem. She didn't love him, in my personal opinion. She recorded him. She set him up. She gathered evidence. Her attorney said that she didn't know she was going to get this Johnny. She thought she was going to get the Johnny that everybody loved, everybody knows from the movies. And I thought, like, is that really the angle you're taking? That she's disappointed that she didn't get the movie star charming Johnny? He's an actor. Of course, that's not the real Johnny. Of course, he's not Edward Scissorhands. Or you know what he is? He's more like Captain Jack Sparrow. You got Jack Sparrow, okay, drunk and falling all over the doggone place. Anyways, the gaslighting, when you listen to those video recordings where she admits to hitting him, but then tells him, oh, it wasn't that bad, Johnny. I mean, I never knocked you off of your feet. But of course I hit you, but I never knocked you. That's textbook gaslighting. Like, your feelings aren't valid, minimizing what she did, and only admitting that she hit him because she was trying to manipulate him and get something else out of him. And Johnny Depp even said when he was up there that, and I'm paraphrasing it, even if he wins this, his life is forever changed.
Or once that happened, I lost then. That is to say, I lost because that is not a thing that anyone is gonna just put on your back for a short period of time, because it was such a high profile case. So I lost then, no matter the outcome of this trial. I'll carry that for the rest of my days. And it never had to be that way. It never had to happen. And I don't quite understand why it did in the way that it did.
There are people, just like in the Michael Jackson situation, that no matter what a court says, they already have their mind set up on what kind of person that he is, and it doesn't matter. And I'm very concerned that, what, he may not win this. What if he doesn't? $100 million. Could you imagine the devastation of not only being put through all of this, your children being humiliated and hurt, your family, your reputation, the legacy that he has built? Yeah, behind closed doors, Johnny Depp was a mess. But at least he kept it behind closed doors from the public eye, not for us to see. A lot of people got messes behind closed doors. Look at Robin Williams. God bless him and rest his soul. Obviously, he was wrestling with things. A lot of people are. You know what I mean? But at least he had his legacy. And that is so tarnished now. And it's devastating. And then if he has to pay her $100 million on top of it, I just couldn't imagine. Oh my gosh. So far, and you guys, again, I'm going to keep up with this, and she hasn't testified and her witnesses have not testified. But so far, there has been no evidence of Johnny Depp actually abusing her. Okay? It does seem like she came in like a whirlwind, like a tornado, and ripped his life apart and is now out. Right now, what I feel like should happen, because I think they're both wrong. Okay, they both got issues. Johnny Depp needs to be in some serious therapy if he wants to live a full life. I think that Johnny Depp should win for $7 million, maybe 10, so he can pay his lawyers. But that $7 million should be what she got in the divorce that she probably really shouldn't have even gotten. Okay, he should win for that just so they can be even. She don't need to win nothing, and he He don't need to, he was wrong too. But I don't know. We're going to see. So I definitely do not think she's a victim. At the very, very least, I think that they are mutually toxic to each other. She found her somebody that golly, I just can't believe she recorded him and did all that stuff. Which, listen, there's nothing wrong with recording, in my opinion, if you got to protect yourself, okay? But it didn't seem like she was having to protect herself. She kept putting herself in those situations and taking pictures and recording like she was gathering evidence against him for a time such as this. Which brings me to this. Some of you guys were emailing me a flyer. Allegedly, I don't know, I'm not there. In the town that they're having court, somebody is going around putting these flyers right here on people's cars, okay? These flyers are talking about Amber and building Amber up and trying to say, please don't let this happen, all the humanitarian work that she's done, And what I think that is, this is my personal opinion, I think that that's somebody from Amber's side trying to get to the jury. Some way, somehow, whether it be to get to them maybe through a kid that's, on their car and they're going to go home and talk to mommy that's on the jury all day long and tell her, oh man, come on, she does this humanitarian work, please, she's a victim, please, I don't know. Or if they're trying to get a mistrial because maybe Amber doesn't feel like she's looking too good. I don't know. I think it's messed up. I don't know. And if Amber has nothing to do with that, why would you do that? If Amber's done all this humanitarian, lovely work, her actions should speak for herself. But that has nothing to do with what's going on between her and Johnny. I mean, what kind of woman or man literally records their significant other while they're hurting themselves? That's so sad. Help them. I don't know, you guys. What do y'all think? I could keep rambling on and on about this. There are so many other things, but I think you guys got the gist of it. And I will meet you back here for the next part of it. And I wanted to say this too. If any of you guys are on substances and you're having problems in your relationship or with your kids or whatever, this ought to be your sign right here. Okay? I always tell people when speaking, friends or whatever, that if you're a couple and you're married or you're together and y'all drink all the time or y'all do substances or whatever it is, whatever your thing of choice is like that, okay? That alters your mind in any type of way. And you fight all the time and you want to get a divorce or you want to split up. Do yourself a favor. Y'all get rid of that substance first and then see. Then go to therapy and then see. Now, I'm not talking about if you're in a physically relationship. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? Speak to your therapist, speak to a professional. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just people that's bickering, feel like you can't get along or whatever. Get that substance out of your life first and then see where you're at. But see, a lot of times people don't want to let go of that substance. They'd rather let go of their family, their life, their stability, their everything that they've built than to admit that that thing that's in the middle of them, that alcohol every day, or that thing that they're taking is what's causing it, because you're not yourself. And Johnny Depp did a lot of things that he probably wouldn't have done had he have been sober. He's learning a really hard lesson right now. And it's sad. So I love you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to go outside, drink your water, go for a walk. I love y'all, and I'll be reading your comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust.